Hey, good evening, race fans, and welcome back to another Inside Edition of the Voice of Victory Lane with Kip Thompson. Hey, tonight we have a great show lined up for you. Good friend of mine going to be on the show tonight. But before we get started, we want to thank our show sponsor for part one of tonight's show, Barrier Fence and Supply. Out of Supply, North Carolina, a huge wholesaler and distributor of aluminum fencing. They're working on a huge deal right now to bring vinyl fencing to their lineup, and we're going to hear from those guys a little bit later on tonight in the show. Barrier Fence Supply out of Supply, North Carolina. Big, proud, huge supporter of the Voice of Victory Lane podcast. Hey, tonight, welcome him back to the show. The second time we've had him on out of Dresden, Ohio, driver number 99, goes as the mailman, is my good friend Devin Moran. Devin, hey, man, welcome back to the show. Good to see you. I'm ready to catch up with you, man.
Hey, I appreciate it. It's always a good time hanging out with you. Even better when I'm at the racetrack with you eating your chicken wings. So I have to get down to North Carolina here soon so I can barbecue with you.
Hey, well, I don't know if you looked at the schedule, and I don't know what I got three $10,000 races to win this year inside Field Motor Speedway. We've got Carolina Clash Super Late Model Dirt Series coming 4 times. The 4 trips that they come be $27,500 up for grabs in those trips. But one of those is a $10,000 event, and you always got an open invitation inside the Carolina Bull Ring. I want you to come on down.
Well, I appreciate it. Running Lucas this year is definitely going to be a hectic schedule. Really, we haven't even looked past April, so I don't know what our schedule is going to look like other than for sure running the Lucas races and a couple other races. But I know if we got an open weekend, you never know. We might slide down that way.
Well, come on. I'll have wings. I have enough to take some back home with you. Does that sound like a deal?
Perfect. I'm all in on that.
All right, tonight's special guest, Devin Moran, out of Dresden, Ohio. He's the driver of the Big River Steel, C&W Trucking, Lazy Day RVs, Double Down Motorsports Longhorn Chassis. Hey, man, let's talk about the new team. We wanted to get you on in December, and, your little girlfriend had you all Santa Claused up and everything. We couldn't get you. So let's talk first, before we talk about what you've done thus far in 2023. Let's talk about this new deal with Double Down Motorsports.
Yeah, it's kind of a dream come true. I was really happy with where I was at with Ty, and Roger approached me and wanted to do something. I said, man, I really don't want to move. I like where I live and everything. He said, well, we'll bring everything up to you. So he brought all of his Tennessee-based team up to my shop. I get to run right out of my dad's shop. I've got one of his crew guys and then one of my crew guys from last year, and then we got another guy that came on board that actually worked at AccuForce up at Keith Burner's, where they build the spring smashers and do custom shock work and stuff like that. So it's really cool. It's kind of everything I wanted. I've got a full crew. Obviously, my brother's still with me part-time going racing, and I get to race out of my own shop. So it's kind of everything in one.
Well, it sounds like an awesome setup. And when you start looking at the 2023 campaign for your racing team, you've already got some laps under your belt. You hit the ground running, I would say, in Volusia, Double Down Motorsports doubles down, 2 wins at Volusia. And on the very first night, not only did you get fast time, you set a new track record, won your heat race, won the feature, and then lo and behold, pulled a repeat the next night, man. Talk about that.
It was definitely a good way to start Speed Weeks. I always feel like I run really good in Speed Weeks, and everything just worked out perfect those first 2 nights, and it got us on the ground running strong. It was awesome to start our season like that, especially with the new team with Roger and Lazy Days RV, Double Down Motorsports. So I was familiar with the Longhorn chassis and Bill Stein shocks, so I kind of knew where I needed to be and what I needed to be doing, and then to just have their full support and my crew guys are gelling and everything. It was a great way to get the year started without a doubt.
Yeah, and also away from Volusia, even I know Golden Isles was probably not as good to you as it has been in the past, but you really had some good strong runs, some top 10, some top 5s. Let's talk about those races as well.
Yeah, I felt like Golden Isles was going to be real decent for us until the final night. We had rear end gear problems there the final night. We were running 4th on the big night, and I was excited. I felt like I was really good. And then Bubba's, we were really good, had a flat tire. So just a couple misfortunes. East Bay didn't go quite the way I wanted it to. We struggled most of the week, and we finally figured out what we needed to do at the end of the week and got a lot better. But all in all, we still had really good runs. Alltech, we had a really good run, and a couple good runs at Volusia, and about capped off Speed Weeks as a win. So it was all in all, I'd say not quite as good of a Speed Weeks as last year, but new team, new crew, new everything. It was definitely a good way to start the year.
So let's talk about whenever you go from the deal with Ty Sorig, great relationship there. Everything's still good. No hard feelings after that, obviously. But when you go down to you get in with Double Down Motorsports, what does it take, for someone like you that races so much and you had this group and that group, how do you go about meshing? To be where you want to be as a driver, to put yourself in a position to win, it's got to be a lot of work, and everybody's got to be on the same page, I would think.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Everyone's just got to be on the same page, and it just takes time. It's not going to happen right here and now. I mean, obviously you have the little honeymoon stage there for the first little while, and then it gets down to the nitty gritty when we start racing really hard in the middle of the summer, and that's when we all have to be on the same page and really start meshing, and we all have to be trustworthy of each other and know who's doing what, and you don't have to second guess or anything like that. So time will tell, but I feel like I have a great group of guys, and obviously Roger and his whole family, like I said, supports me 110%. So as long as we just keep working hard and keep interacting with each other and communicating, I think it's as good as I could ask for.
Well, no doubt about it. You're a fierce competitor. You drive up there with the best. I enjoy watching you in a race car. We were sitting here watching the whole entire time during speed weeks, man, and we were cheering for you. And but we'll continue to do that throughout the 2023 season as well. Hey, we're on tonight from our driver out of Dresden, Ohio, driver the number 99. It is Devin Moran with Double Down Motorsports, and we're talking a little bit about what he's done thus far for 2023. We're going to take a real quick break and hear from our show sponsor. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about upcoming events and what's up next for the remaining part of the season as we get into busy time with Devin Moran right here on the Voice of Victory Lane podcast. Barrier Fencing Supply is a fencing wholesaler and distributor based out of Supply, North Carolina. Whether you need fencing products, fencing accessories, or various other construction materials related to your fencing needs, we have the products you are looking for at today's most competitive prices around. Ask us today about bulk pricing packages. Call 910-269-8661. Contact us by email at sales@barrierfencingproducts.com. Barrier Fencing Supply, proud supporter of the Voice of Victory Lane podcast. All right, race fans, welcome back to another inside edition of the Voice of Victory Lane podcast. This is part 2 of tonight with Devin Moran out of Dresden, Ohio, driver the number 99 Longhorn, Double Down Motorsports, talking about the 2023 season, his new team, and talking about what he's done over in Speed Weeks, and really gotten off to a great start. So let's talk about Devin. Smoky Mountain Speedway rained out past weekend, and I saw where you had posted, and they've already posted too, that will be rescheduled and the same race at the same place, March the 16th.
Yeah, definitely a bummer. Obviously Roger Sellers, my car owner of Double Down Motorsports, he owns Smoky Mountain Speedway. They spent a ton of time, effort, money on reconstruction. It was about a 4/10 mile down to a small 3/8 over the winter, getting that track ready. And it was going to be awesome. There was going to be, I think they had 50 to 55 cars on tap. There's camping spots sold and everything. So it was a major bummer that Mother Nature didn't cooperate. But with that being said, he did reschedule for the Thursday before Atomic and Brownstown. So we're going to make the haul down to Marysville, Tennessee on the 16th. And fingers crossed we have good weather. And I can't wait to debut the new track with Roger and them.
Okay, so you'll be back at Smoky Mountain Speedway on March the 16th. And then Friday you go to Atomic, and then you'll end up the weekend at Brownstown.
Yep. So we're Tennessee, Ohio, Indiana. We got some traveling to do that weekend, but that's all right. Like I said, I'm super excited to get to Smoky Mountain now that they've reconfigured it. And then obviously 2 of my favorite tracks is Atomic and Brownstown with the Lucas guys. I just hope the weather's good. We all know how the weather can be this time of year, especially in Ohio and Indiana. So hopefully the weather's good, and hopefully we get to have all the races. Okay,
so now that you got a little downtime, now you don't get a race again until March the 16th, man. What are you going to do with all this downtime? You got a trip coming up, I hear.
Yeah, so my fiance's sister is getting married in Punta Cana. So I've never been to Punta Cana before. We're actually leaving bright and early in the morning. I think we leave at like 4 or 5 in the morning. So her whole family's already down there, but we waited till Tuesday to go because we thought we were going to race at Smoky Mountain and possibly rain delays or whatever. So we waited a couple of days, but I can't wait to get down there. It's supposed to be about 85 every day. So I'm ready to soak up a little sunshine.
But that sounds like a plan. So before we get off here, man, hey, just we thank you for taking time to jump on the show here with us tonight, man. Let's talk about Double Down Motorsports, the new deal, and how you hit the ground running for 2023. Let's two things I want to hit on before we go off here. Let's talk about all of your sponsors. Let's mention them and give them a big shout out for everything that they do for you on a weekly basis to put you in a position to win.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Lazy Days RV is a major part of the Double Down Motorsports team, so I want to thank them. C&W Trucking, Big River Steel jumped on board this year, Scott Coleman and all them guys. Red Oak Pub, CarSourceAuto.com, McHugh Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. The Longhorn chassis have been awesome for the last couple years. They've been really, really good. The Bilstein shocks with the iBox springs, Holland Haskell, AccuForce, like I talked about earlier, Smoky Mountain Speedway. Just a ton of great people on board, and I can't thank all my family and my crew, and hopefully we have a great 2023 season.
No doubt about that. And with new teams, you always have to understand when you go to a different car, different number, different look, comes brand new merchandise. Let's talk about Devin Moran merch. Let's talk about that hot gear that I've seen all over your Devin Moran Racing Facebook page. It's some cool looking stuff, man. Tell people how they can get it.
Yeah, Lakia's been shipping it out left and right. We just got our pre-orders for our diecast cars. You can go to my Facebook page. I'll take you a link, or you just go straight to DevinMoranRacing.com, and that'll take you to shopDevinMoran.com, where you can get all my new gear, all my 99 stuff. We got shirts, hats, toboggans. Like I said, the pre-orders on my diecast, hopefully they're coming out at the end of this month. I think she's got blankets and flags and all kinds of stuff. So make sure you go check it out and keep me going up and down the road.
All right, race fans, that's how you can get the brand new 2023 Devin Moran racing gear. You can go to his Facebook page. There's a link there, and then go to Shop Devin Moran, and you can get your brand new 2023 Devin Moran merchandise right away. Devin, thanks so much, man, for taking time to be on the show tonight, man. We always love having you on. And we wish you the best of luck for the remaining part of 2023 season.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it, man.
All right, that is Devin Moran, driver the number 99 out of Dresden, Ohio, the Big River Steel, C&W Trucking, Lazy Day RVs, Double Down Motorsports Longhorn, a good friend of ours. Love having him on the show, and we're glad to have him on tonight. Hey, thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to go to YouTube, like, share, and subscribe. Go to our Facebook page, share this podcast where everybody can see what's going on with Devin Moran Racing. And we want to leave tonight's show with a word from our sponsor, Raging Rooster Catering. But before we go, as always, be on the lookout. We could be coming to a racetrack near you, and you could be who we're talking about next. Tonight's second part of the show has been sponsored by Raging Rooster Catering. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Have a good night, and we'll see you guys at the racetrack soon. Tonight's show is being brought to you in part by Raging Rooster Catering out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. We cater any event, big or small, groups of 30 people or more, weddings, holiday events, or festivals. Call us today. 910-237-4565. Contact us by email at jackson.bobby@yahoo.com. Follow us on Facebook at Raging Rooster Catering. We invite you to come get you some. Raging Rooster Catering, proud supporter of the Voice of Victory Lane podcast.